Vype Live, formerly K-Max Sports, one of the Vype Live, formerly K-Max Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by one.
Log on to Vype, BYPE.com.
And this is where I'm going to go because Westlake's got their own crew here next to us. Good afternoon, Bulldog fans, and welcome out here to Burger Sports Complex as we are ready and excited to bring you today's District 26 6A matchup between your BOWIE Bulldogs and the Westlake Chaparrals. AJ Revel here, Laura Starkey hanging out with me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're always just in a great mood when you get here. It's sickening.
I try my best.
Well, anyway, we are both here, and we are excited as your Bulldogs come in 4-0 in district. All right, taking care of Del Valley, taking care of Austin High. Tied for first in district, but who we tied with? Well, one of the teams, the Westlake Chaparrals. Westlake comes in taking care of San Marcos and also taking care of Del Valley. Lake Travis and Hayes are the other two teams that are undefeated, but we're really interested in the one that we're going to take on here today. So game one here today, Thursday. Game two will be over at Westlake. So we'll see kind of how it goes, but we are excited for what's about to start. We do have a nice interview with Coach Agelia here that we're going to get to in just a second. Before we do, of course, got to thank our Vype Live spring sponsor, Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. Academy Sports and Outdoors. So let's take a short break, Laura, so that we can go down and say hi to Coach, and we'll be right back. Folks, you're listening to Bulldog Baseball here on Vype Live.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly K-Max Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
All right, folks, welcome back as we are out on the field here with Coach Agelia. Coach, I know I missed you last week. I apologize. I was a little swamped with our system and getting everything kind of fixed up, but let's kind of recap the Del Valley two-game stretch we had last week where we came out on top both games. And how was the team after that, especially going 4-0 in district play?
Well, I always hate to look back, but I was just talking to you guys about, Jonathan Easton had his best game in a long time against Del Valley, at Del Valley with 17 strikeouts. And the one hitter, with 6 2/3 inning in the last inning and then struck out the last guy. So for that to carry over to this week, I feel good about Jonathan and our team as a whole. 8-0 the first game with the one hitter, and then we struggled a little bit with the curveball the second game, but we did get some things done. We ran the bases well. I mean, we caught them in situations where the third baseman was charging, nobody was covering third, and we made them make a throw. They threw it away. We scored some runs. So that's what you got to do too. I mean, you got to put pressure on that defense, to try to score some runs sometimes. And I think our guys, it wasn't a high-scoring game, but our guys did a good job competing and running the bases really, really well. And our pitchers did a great job again.
Well, and one thing we talked about, you talk about the pitching staff and how well they did, and you had Ryan Corbett and Patrick Callipy combining game two, only giving up 4 hits and 2 runs, and then you had Johnny Easton over there on the mound giving up the lone hit, almost pitching the perfect game, but on the very last out of that 7th inning, you came up during the game and got the quick pitch count for us when we were at Del Valley. What did you tell Johnny there on the mound when he was getting ready to finally close out the game?
Well, I didn't tell him too much. I surely didn't mention the no-hitter, but I'm sure somebody did in the stands because, of course, he gave up the hit. But, You know, when you get Easton on the mound, he's one of those kids that will give you whatever he's got, and he doesn't worry about a pitch count, even though we do have a pitch count. We don't like to throw our guys 110, 115, but when you got a no-hitter going, you got to give a guy an opportunity to see if he can get it. And then, you know, the guy poked the ball to right field, and then, of course, the next batter, we struck him out. So, you know, 17 out of however many guys he faced with 7 innings, that's like I said on Twitter, it was fun to watch. So, and then like I said, Calapi and Corbett, you know, we got those guys ready for this week, and Danny and Gonzalez. So I feel good about where we stand with this week with Westlake, and so we'll just see what happens. Let's, like you said, let's play baseball and see if we can compete and see what the outcome is after the 7th inning.
And yeah, we'll see what the outcome is going to be against a very good Westlake team who's, again, it's a 4-way tie for district right now between Hayes, Westlake, us, and Lake Travis, who we're going to see later on. But one thing that I want to touch base on that I know I really haven't discussed with you yet, and probably won't mention it too much often, but you know, last year was cut really short, and those seniors unfortunately didn't get a chance to play. You know, last week was senior night against Del Valle, and we got to honor the seniors, their parents. How important was that? Not just to parents, as obvious, but to the players as well.
Well, you know, I had a little talk with the seniors. It's always good, because I told them, you know, it's good to have seniors, and we got about 15 of them. And the reason why is leadership. You know, those guys have been here. They've been in the program for 4 years, and their leadership is valuable to this program. And the way they do things, those younger guys are watching them. I mean, like I said, we got 4 sophomores and 5 juniors, and you know, those guys are watching how these seniors act and the way they carry themselves. So senior night was fun to see. It was finally a good time to see our seniors and actually walk with their parents. And you know, our parents are great here. They do a lot for this program, and really this program, we couldn't, you know, do what we do without our parents and getting involved and doing all this stuff behind the scenes. But you know, the seniors, it's good to have seniors, and for me it's good leadership, just because, you know, they know how to do things, and they've been doing this program for 4 years, and I want those younger guys to follow in their footsteps. So,
you know, and that's going to be key to continuing the program that we have. So, Coach, good luck today. I appreciate your time again. We'll talk to you next week. But folks, we'll be right back for first pitch. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball here on Vype Live. Oh, and actually, folks, I think we'll just kind of hang out here and stick around. As you can see, first pitch almost underway. Line up here for your Bulldogs. Over on the mound, Johnny Easton's going to get the call and the nod here to start game 1 against the Chaparrals. Down by the plate, familiar name for us, Mr. Travis Starkey. Right?
Only a little bit.
Only a little. I've heard that name somewhere. Patrick Calapi over at first base. Over at second, we've got, where's my lineup at? What the heck? Sorry, folks, give me a second. Oh, Matthew Garcia, there it is. I was like, where'd it go? I was zoomed in. I'm an old man, right? Matthew Garcia over at second. John Estrada over at third. Shortstop, Mason Winters. Thank you. Left field, Ben Merriman. Over at center, Nathaniel Bright. And, of course, over at right field, we've got Brody Miller. So, and that's going to be your defensive lineup. As first pitch, looks like everything's exchanged and we're set to go. So, here to lead off for the Chaparrals is going to be Theo Gillen, second baseman. Blake Peterson will be right behind him, followed by Reese McRae. And as Coach DeGelia mentioned there in our pregame interview, we're looking for Easton to start out just as strong as he did against Del Valle in game 1 and hopefully continue his streak. After that was a heck of a game 1, wasn't it, Laura?
A great game.
It looks like Gillen is getting the last call there from his coaches out on the bases, and we are underway, folks. Here's first pitch from Easton. It's going to be fast and outside. Ball 1. That one, look, it was fast. There it goes. Oh, that was fast and down the middle. Umpire, I like that where they do the, go watch when he calls a strikeout, he'll do the and throw his arm back, and As that one doesn't quite get the call he's looking for. Count goes 2-1. That one's going to get a little bit of piece of it there. Go down third baseline, foul. Count goes even at 2-2 here for Gillen as Easton. He's looking for a ball there. There he goes. Now I got it. So remember, folks, for those who are tuning in and listening, love to hear from you. Get your feedback, any questions, any comments, who you're listening for. Feel free to send an email as Easton pitches that one. It's a swing. It's going to be a drop strikeout. Starkey with a throw to Callipy in time. Gillen's going to go down for out number 1.
A very well executed play by Travis Starkey.
What really was is it looked like he might have almost lost that underneath him, but he was quickly able to adjust and get it out, and a nice throw over to Callipy at first.
And it was a good job by him staying calm and not panicking and just throwing the ball away.
Agreed 100%, as he's going to get that one back, though, get a quick changeup and get a clean ball out there. So one out here, and we'll get back to that email. It's going to be .vype@gmail.com. It's VYPE as Easton gets wound up for the first pitch, and a nice one right over the middle here for Blake Peterson. Count goes 0-1 as that will strike one. That's AJA.VYPE@gmail.com. Second pitch, a little high and outside. Count goes even at 1-1. So nobody on here for the Chaparrals. As Easton with the 1-1, that was going to get tipped from behind him. Foul. Count goes 1-2 here for Peterson. Easton getting the call. Trying to get outside. Not going to get the call he's looking for. Count goes even at 2-2 as you hear the cheers. They got us in the right side of the stadium here with all the Chaparral fans. That one's going to get hit, and it's going to be a bouncer towards second. Garcia with it, or throw it to first. Callipy is going to be in time for out number 2.
You talk about that senior leadership. That was an amazing play by Matthew Garcia.
You know, and you're right, Coach Joe, you mentioned it, and that's exactly what you got to see. See him come up ready. And you know what? Man, these guys have played with each other for quite a bit. We were talking about it, pre-game here before we went live, and that chemistry is key to plays like that. As first pitch is going to go inside. It's going to catch a strike zone, though, for Reese McRae, third baseman, for strike one.
You know, a lot of these guys have been playing ball together for years, since they were in elementary school.
As McRae takes a huge crack at that one, misses for strike 2. And you're right, since elementary school, as something fell down there in the stands. Easton not going to get the call there. It was a little too low for our umpire. Count goes 1-2. It's the Westlake fans going over towards the dugout, making some noise, trying to draw everybody off, right? And that one's going to be swung on and missed by McRae. 2 strikeouts here for Easton. As the Chaps go down 1-2-3, bottom of the first. We'll be here shortly. We'll be right back, folks. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball here on Vype Live.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com.
VYPE.com.
Bottom of the first, almost underway, folks. Bulldogs take down the leadoff batters. 1-2-3 here for the Chaparrals. Big Tuna Interactive specializes in Drupal website development and site optimizations. Reach out today and see how Big Tuna Interactive can help make your online marketing programs more valuable and can help you achieve your goals in 2021. BigTunaInteractive.com, one of our Bulldogs sponsors here for our baseball season. Big thank you guys to you guys out there. So for the Bulldogs, here to lead off is going to be number 3, Thaniel Bright, followed by Mason Winters, Brody Miller right behind him, Patrick Calaby going to be batting cleanup, Travis Starkey right behind him, John Estrada batting 6th, Ben Merriman batting 7th, Johnny Easton batting 8th, and Matthew Garcia bringing up the bottom there, batting 9th. Here defensively for the Chaparrals, Braden Davis is going to be on the mound. He'll get the nod here to go take on your Bulldogs. Nathan Duvall over at catcher. Major Ritchie, first base. Theo Gillen over at second. Reese McRae at third. Shortstop, Mike Lustino. Left field, Ethan Wilfong. Center field, Blake Peterson. And right field, Chapel Stewart. So Thaniel Bright making his way to the plate. Bright went 0 for 3 against Del Valle there in game 2 as he grounded out, flew out, struck out, then he was walked back in the 6th. So looking to hopefully warm the bat up a little bit more as he actually had an excellent game 1 against Del Valle where he got 2 hits. His first one's going to be fast and inside for ball 1. You know, Lauren, that's one thing that I wanted to mention that I was pretty impressed with, and you know, this is a very big game here against the Chaps. His first one is, second pitch is swung on and missed there by Bright. Count goes even at 1-1. You know, we had, you know, we're here at Burger, right? It's a travel. You know, we have to get here. BOWIE, we all showed up first. Nice empty as Bright with a nice hit over second base. Gonna drop down to center field, and a leadoff single for Bright. And he must have put the bat on the stove there and got it warmed up because that was an excellent hit and a nice drop over there in center field. And we're rolling with Mason Winters now, shortstop, here batting second. But our BOWIE players were all here first. And then the Chaparral players showed up. And that's one thing I said, you know, that's the mental thing. They're here, and as they're walking up, they're talking. They've gotten their reports on who they're going to face, potential pitchers, their potential areas to hit. So mentally, you know, we're ready.
They're prepared.
We are prepared as Davis is going to throw to first. It's going to be missed. Bright, second, wants to round it, not going to do it. As a quick throw over to third gets there, as it was just out the outstretched arms of Major Ritchie over at first, but Bright able to steal second. And now we're running in scoring position. Winter is going to go walk on over to Coach DeJalia over there and maybe get a different call on what to do now.
You know, this game is going to be high intensity. It's going to be loud. A lot of these guys on both sides know each other really well. It's going to be a good game.
And it really will. And that's one thing that we were talking with our co-broadcast people here for Westlake is that, you know, they're excited just like us. And the Westlake fans are still trickling in, and the BOWIE faithful are here as well.
They got here loud and early.
In the masses, yes. They were warm as Winter's showing bunt. He's going to pull back. I thought that might have hit him there, but I guess it didn't. As Ritchie at first base is creeping his way up ever so slowly. Counts 1-0 here for Winters as that gets called a ball. Bright over at second. And no outs here at bottom of the first. Winters showing bunt again. And he's going to miss that one. It's a quick throw back over to second, trying to get Bright as he had a huge lead. Thought Winters made contact there, but he gets back in time. Counts even at 1-1 here for Winters, and Bright's going to take a nice sigh of relief. He made it back to second in time. Davis shaking off the first call. Gonna like the second. Ritchie coming way up close. And he's grinning as he's up there too.
Got a big old smirk on his
and
face.
Bright's gonna get caught in the throwdown here as he tried to get by it. Sliding to third. Not in time. He'll get thrown up trying to steal for out number 1. Winters. That'll be strike 2 for him. Count goes 1-2. And Duvall's going to stand up. He's going to single out. Everybody's going to reset. Richie coming up from first, I think, really is throwing off what's happening there at the plate as Winters missed a really nice fastball over the middle. As that one's going to peg him in the arm, and
that's what that elbow guard is for. Ooh, that would have hurt if it wasn't on there.
And it's one of those where you train, you practice taking it, and sure enough, you saw him. He had his up, and he just kind of looked away, and it's like, oh, just take the arm. But a lot of times tennis balls are used during practice to. So when I was a few years ago, I was coaching Little League, and Little League, 8, 9, 10-year-old, 10 and under, and that was one of the highlight of our coaching days. Is we got the kids up there and we got to throw tennis balls at them and teach them how to take a pitch. As Davis gets set, pitch is going to be low and outside. Ball 1.
It's a skill you need to know. Obviously, it's going to be different in a game when a ball's coming at you at 90 miles an hour, but you still got to take it.
You do, and it's like how Coach DeGelia said pregame. It's 90% mental, 10% physical is the game of baseball, and that's really it. You've got to prepare yourself to get hit by the baseball, and then you're going to be all right. As Miller is going to watch that one. It's going to hit the box there for strike one. Counts even at 1-1 with one out, and Winter is over at first base. Davis getting set. Not going to get the call there. Count goes 2-1 here for Miller. As he is taking his time and like to see it. Winters, he's got some wheels on him, doesn't he, Laura?
He sure does.
And there he goes. Speaking of, as Miller takes a swing at that one, 2-2. I was wondering if he was going to get the call to go, and there it was. And back he trots.
That kid is really fast. So is Ben Merriman.
He really is. And what's going to be interesting here is Davis has a really good arm at the mound, and he can get those fastballs across rather quickly. It's really going to be down to Duval to see if he can make that throwdown like he did against Bright here for the first out. So 2-2 count here for Miller. Davis firing, is going to hit the plate. Miller's going to go down looking for out number 2, which is going to bring up cleanup man Patrick Callipy as he makes his way up to the plate. Winter is still going to be hanging out at first. 2 outs now for Davis. As Davis gets set, and here's the pitch. Going to be a little too low for Callipy. Count goes 1-0. Here's the 1-0 from Davis. Winters takes off, and that one gets chopped foul, and Winters is going to shake his head again as another go-ahead steal call he gets goes unrecognized, if you will.
Dang it.
He's like, that was it, because Callipy takes a nice rip at that one and knocks it foul. Now, we didn't get to see Callipy here the last game for Game 2 against Del Valle. We did see him Game 1 as he went 0 for 3, 1 for 4 as he swings on that one for strike 2 with 1 strikeout and a single and a fly out. So counts 1-2 here for Callipy. 2 outs. Winters on base. And Davis doesn't get the call there. Count goes even at 2-2. So Callipy getting set. Mason Winters still at first as Davis gets a quick look at him. Winters has been taken off. See if he does take off again, and this time Callipy again is going to chop it foul. Count stays 2-2. As Starkey makes his way out. Starkey's due up next if Callipy can make his way on base. If not, he's going to throw his gear on pretty quickly to get back under on the plate.
Just a quick costume change.
That's all right. It's not like it's hard putting that catcher's gear on. Davis with the pitch. Callipy taking a swing. It's a drive strikeout. Callipy going to leg it out. Winters at second safe, and Callipy's going to leg it out to first. As that's going to be, just couldn't quite get there in time. Duval making a run over to the left side to pick up that drop strikeout, and can't make it in time. So Callipy now is going to be over at first. Winters at second. And here comes Travis Starkey. Starkey able to bat back in game one against Dove Valley. As Starkey's going to get a quick timeout right before Davis lets that one go. That's going to be granted. So Travis Starkey was hit by a pitch, struck out looking, and then flew out on his game one against Dove Valley, as that one's going to be fast and a little too low. Counts 1-0 here. Callipy at first. Winters at second. And Bright unable to get back in time as he was caught stealing third for the first out. So just 2 runners on now. Davis with a quick check over at Winters. Winters with a big lead. That one is going to be fast and over the middle for strike one. Counts even at 1-1 with 2 outs. And still no runs scored. Here at the bottom of the first. Starkey getting set. Davis getting the call. Here's the pitch. And maybe he put his magnet a little too far back that time, as that one just missed his elbow. As we've come to know Mr. Starkey here as a baseball magnet. Counts 2-1 here for him with 2 outs, 2 runners on. And Callipy and Winters, as here's the pitch from Davis. Starkey getting a piece of it. It's going to hit the ground immediately and go foul. Count goes even at 2-2. So 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Callipy at first, Winters over at second, Starkey at the plate. And Coach DeGelia not wanting to make a repeat of what happened our last game, where we could have probably had a few more runners come across, many more than he would have liked against Dove Valley. As Davis with the 2-2 pitch. Starkey gets a piece of it. It's going to be a grounder towards second. The big throw to first is not in time, and Starkey legs it out after a huge throw by shortstop Mike Lustina. And man, it's all that extra gear that he has on. That's what it is, right? It's like running with weights. As Starkey gets a single now, bases loaded. We're going to have a courtesy runner for Starkey. You know who that is?
Number 18, Sean McCullough.
I mean, I should have known. McCullough always comes in here for Starkey, but so
It's okay, you're still learning the names.
I couldn't see his numbers, but I should have just known it was going to be McCullough, right? Like if I see your brother on here, I know he's going to be a catcher, so it's known. As here comes big bat John Estrada, as he takes a crack at the first one, right by the first baseman, and here comes Winters. Callipy getting the go-ahead call. Callipy making his way home, and the Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead after a 2 RBI single by Estrada.
Talk about senior leadership right there.
Oh man, Coach DeGelia talked about it, and we are seeing it firsthand as McCullough is going to get the holdup over at third. So runners on the corner now, still 2 outs, and here comes the Westlake coaching staff to give a little chit-chat to Mr. Braden Davis over at the mound. As Ben Merriman, who can hit as good as anybody, even though he's in the 7th spot this go-around, is ready to make his way to the plate and maybe bring McCullough home. Wow, talk about a hit by Estrada. Set up by an outstanding run by your brother, Mr. Travis Starkey there. And with 2 outs to keep it going, right? The 2-out rally, we talked about it. Keep it moving, keep those runs going.
And you know what I love to see is these guys are really helping each other out. After Brody Miller struck out looking, he went back to the dugout, told Travis and told John what he was throwing and where he was locating his pitches, and I think that really helped him.
Well, and, you know, Coach DeGelli mentioned that's something they worked on after the curveball against Del Valle, against Sandoval, Diego Sandoval for Del Valle, which was, and we we will continue to praise that young man because that was just an outstanding curveball. And Coach mentioned, you know, we practiced, we prepped for this, and it still killed us, and we didn't get nearly as many hits as we should have. And it's going to be the same thing. And as what's going on here now? After the Chaparral crew coaching staff came and had a talk, now they're coming to Coach DeGelia, and Coach DeGelia is not happy as I think they're going to call Estrada out. And Coach DeGelia is not happy as I think they are trying to call Estrada. They might be saying it was a foul, and they are.
So what did he say? What did he call?
And we're going to see if we can get a what the heck just happened there, folks. So stand by because they need to tell us scoring what happened. And Coach DeGelia is not happy at all, and he should not be. What kind of play is that after you have a batter coming up?
I don't know.
When the batter hit the ball, he ran into his son, the first baseman, and he couldn't get to the ball. And that's what called the average.
So it seems that the coaching staff for Westlake is saying John Estrada interfered with the catch for Richie, even though it was about 1.5 miles outstretched his glove, and he is going to be called out. So both runs are negated now, and I now need my eraser, and that is not going to bode well here, as Estrada will be out number 3 for interference.
He wasn't on the ball.
So if you can barely hear us here, we're trying to get some clarification on it with our Coat Radio crews. So the call is that Estrada interfered with the throw to Richie over at first base. And it has nothing to do with necessarily too much interference. It has to do with Richie touching him apparently. And therefore, there's the interference, there's the out. And since Estrada is out, the other 2 runs no longer count as coming across. So what's going to end up happening here, folks, is Estrada is going to be out number 3, which means we are going to go down with 2 hits and 3 runners left on. As you hear the fans not happy that it's not necessarily a call of it was unreachable. It was a call of interference as Easton got the pep talk from Estrada that said, "You handle this for me," as Davis is up at the plate. And Davis swinging at the first 2, missing the first 2. He is down 0-2 in the count as it's now the top of the second.
Well, I can tell you if anything's going to fire up this Bowie baseball team, it will be that. And Jonathan Easton is not happy about it.
Oh, no. As soon as he threw that 3rd strike, he stepped off the mound like that's how it's going to be done.
No, unfortunately, I don't think y'all can see his face, but Jonathan has this look on his face where it's like, I'm going to strike out every one of y'all because that was the wrong call.
And it was the wrong it was the wrong call. And especially in a game this big, you don't want to call like that to determine the outcome. As that one gets called for strike 1. As Cole May, designated hitter, is out to the plate. He's hitting for shortstop Mike Lustina. Second one gets the call as well for strike 2. And Easton already ready to go for pitch number 3. He's waiting for May to get in the box. As soon as he's set, here it comes. And a big swing and a miss. Oh, man.
I told you it was going to get loud.
As that is
a lot of emotion.
No kidding. That's the 6 straight pitches, 2 straight strikeouts, 6 straight strikes, and here comes Chapel Stewart, right fielder. And again, Easton's on the mound. He's ready to go. He doesn't even need the call. He has a pitch in mind. And he's got to make sure, though, he takes a quick step back. You can be upset, you can be angry, but you don't want to let it overpower what you're doing too much. It's
yes,
still
you have
a
to
game.
control your emotions.
Exactly. Showing bunt this time with Chapel Stewart. Interesting with 2 outs. Doesn't make contact, though. It's going to be strike 1. So counts 0-1. Coach DeJelia made sure that our position was known after that crazy first inning. But let's play baseball, right? Mm-hmm. Chapel Stewart's down 0-1. Easton ahead. That one's going to get chipped foul. Counts 0-2 now. And Easton has yet to throw a ball. Yeah. Get the bats back out there, right? No need to play games for this inning. Let's get the bats back out there. As swung on and missed. It's going to be a drop strikeout. The throw to Callipy by Starkey in time. As Callipy says, there it is. And down go the Chaps, 1, 2, 3. And as quickly as that issue got discussed and not necessarily resolved, but explained by our officiating crew here and coaches for our Bulldogs, the second inning ends just as fast. Love to see it. Oh man, that was
You need to drop that mask so I can
that was intense there.
6 or 8.
And you love to see it, but like I said, Easton, he got it out. That's good. Keep it moving, but now you got to control it. Now, did you do your homework that we talked about last week, Miss Starkey, on the movie that I was discussing where
You just scared me so bad. I was like, homework.
What homework?
No, I did not.
Oh, disappointing.
I know. I apologize.
Disappointing. Maybe you'll get there one day on it. Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I tried.
So for those who are new to listening, our discussion last week is there was a ball thrown by Sandoval with Del Valley, and I said it was, just outside for ball 1, and I think you jumped in. It was just a bit outside. Mm-hmm. And so for those who don't, I'm sure the older listeners will know that, that's a famous line, if you will, just a bit outside, when in actuality it was, 8-10 feet outside the outstretched arms of the catcher, who had to dive for it to try and hit it. And it's a spoof about the Cleveland Indians, and you don't know what it is. So I'm just not going to talk about it then, because that's disappointing now. The big picture was the Wild Thing, and I'll give you a hint. The Wild Thing was Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
All right, so there's your one hint. And that's going to be your homework for next week. You know what? I'm not going to give you a week now. I'm going to give you 2 days. All right, Tuesday. As Ben Merriman is up to the plate again after he did not get a look at a pitch back in the first. He's going to watch that one go by, though, for strike 1. Merriman gets a piece of that one. It's going to go to foul, though, towards the Bulldog dugout. Merriman behind the count now, 0-2 with no outs here, bottom of the second. As Davis up on the mound still for the Chaps. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be high and off the glove of Duvall. As Merriman watches that one, counts 1-2. Nice windy day today here at the Burger Sports Complex. It is a cool 81 degrees, so if you're not here, folks, you are missing out. As Merriman getting a piece of that one, left center field, it's going. It's going to drop right inside the fence line in front of the left fielder. Merriman's going to hit second. Cutoff man's going to get it, but Merriman with a double to lead off the second.
Wow, that ball looked like it was going out of the park.
Oh, I thought it was.
But the wind is blowing in.
It's huge, and it was the same thing over at Del Valle where we had some really good hits, but the wind was catching it. But that was right on the upper side of left field near the 400 line, and that was going. Merriman getting all of that one from Davis. As here comes Johnny Easton. And Easton, not just a pitcher, but a pretty decent hitter too. The last time we saw him was game 1 against Del Valle in that nice game he pitched. And he went 2 for 3 as he is showing bunt. Pulls back because that was fast and outside. They want to get Merriman taken off. Kind of like they got Bright back in the first, but not going to happen. Easton watches that one go by for ball 1 as he pulled back in time. Richie coming up close as soon as he sees the bunt. And there's the bunt. Here he comes, and he's going to be within maybe 5 yards of Easton there. He pulls back, watches ball number 2 go by. And Easton's, hey, if you're going to let me bunt it, man, I'll pull it back and work your pitch count. I'm sorry, that was a call for strike 1. So counts 1-1 here for Easton. But speaking of pitch counts, yeah, it's Davis is getting a little bit up there in the pitch count, more so than Easton at least. Easton's going to pull back on that one, but they're going to say not in time. And that's going to be strike number 2. So Easton behind the count now 1-2. As our umpire's not saying he's pulling back in time. Davis getting set for the 1-2 pitch. No outs here, bottom of the second with Merriman over on second. Here's the pitch. That one's fast and outside. Counts even at 2-2. Second baseman Matthew Garcia on deck. If Easton can, actually no matter what, Garcia is going to come out, but we want Easton to get on base if he can. As it counts even at 2-2 here with no outs. Merriman at second and Davis with the pitch. Easton taking a big rip. That one had some mustard on it from Davis. Easton goes down swinging for out number 1. And here comes Garcia. That's going to be strikeout number 2, it looks like. Yeah, strikeout number 2 here for Davis. As Garcia makes his way to the plate. We saw Garcia back in game 1 against Del Valle as well, as he looks for the first pitch from Davis. That one's going to be high and inside, almost hitting his fingers. It'll be called for ball 1.
I thought it did.
I thought it sounded like it did.
I was like, run down to first.
Yeah. So Garcia went 1 for 2 his last at bat, including a triple in the 7th against Del Valle. So counts 1-0 here for him with 1 out, and Merriman over at second. So Garcia, he can make some contact, get back to ball, and get things moving as he chops that one towards third. And there's calling. He's coming back because it was a foul. We have one of our umpires signal out, but our blue behind the base said it was a foul. As again, another questionable call here, as they're going to say that Garcia is out and it was a throwdown to first. Coach DeGelia is saying that the ball hit too close in front of him and wasn't in play, so it was foul. And therefore, Garcia didn't bother running. He was getting back to get set in the box, and they're just saying that's an out thrown to first. Coach DeGelia is, that's 2 extremely questionable calls now by our officiating crew here so far, and it's only the second inning, so we're on par to get 7 for 7 most likely. But we'll see. So that's going to be out number 2, Garcia. Will pretty much give the Chaparrals a nice 5-3, as he did not, again, make an effort to go, and I don't think he should have. Merriman is going to go ahead and advance over to third, though. So with 2 outs, runner on third, Nathaniel Bright, who singled back in the first, is up to the plate now. This is going to be a fun game.
I called it from the beginning. It's going to be good. It's going to be competitive. Emotions are running high.
As Coach DeGelia is still giving the umpire who made the call some grief, as he should. Davis getting set. First pitch to Bright here in the second. Bright gets a piece of it. He better take off to first because that might get called a foul as he picks it up just in case. Counts 0-1. I think Coach DeGelia said the same thing. He better take off next time because we don't know what's going to be called. As Bright goes down the count 0-1 now with 2 outs. Davis getting the call he likes. Here's going to be the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be high and inside. Count goes even at 1-1. Remember, folks, Merriman still over at third in scoring position with 2 outs. See if we can get and keep the bats rolling here in the bottom of the second. Score still 0-0. And Bright gets a piece of that one, goes past the third baseman, and in comes Merriman. As Bright's going to get an RBI single. And my scoreboard's already going to be all jacked up and crazy because it's showing now that's 4 hits when I only got 3. No, that's 4. Okay, that's 4. Good. So 4 hits now for the Bulldogs. Runner finally comes in. 1-0 lead for Bowie. As Mason Winters, who hopefully he gave that magnet back to your brother. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. That was going to be high and inside for ball 1.
I wouldn't say anything either. You got to sit with
So
them all the rest
2 outs here, bottom of the second. Lots of entertainment is that one.
Well, that was a nice
And
pitch.
let's see, that was a really good pitch, as you can hear from our crowd, as Winters pulls back, but not in time. Counts even at 1-1. So Bright over at first as Davis gives him a quick gander. And here's the 1-1. Nope, he's going to throw it back over to first. Bright makes it back in with ease. And we'll get reset. There's a pitch, and it's a big hit. It's going to flow and drop in front of the second baseman. Winters trying to leg it out, but he's not going to be in time, as he'll be out number 3. And there goes the second inning. So, quite an exciting couple innings here so far. We'll hang out here because we got to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors, as always, right? Syntex Maintenance Services, one of your Bowie specific sponsors here this year. And of course, Mogul and Purcell Financial, with over 40 years of experience in financial services. Mogul and Purcell Financial can help you address your needs of today and for many years to come. Mogul Financial and Purcell Financial. Live for today, plan for tomorrow. Oh, man. I'm exhausted already. I can imagine how everybody on the field feels. Oh, man. So, Bowie comes away just stranding 1 runner. But still stranding runners, something that Coach DeGelia mentioned that we're going to need to clean up a little bit here, especially as the season goes along. We've got to play a couple good games here against Westlake, but leaving 1, and then we're not going to, we left 3 on the first inning, but we're not going to say that's
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, that's not going to be our fault. So, Easton back up on the mound. So far, Easton, after 2 innings with only 5 strikeouts.
Just only.
Just only 5. He'll need to clean that up just a tad. Pitch count, though, still pretty low here as he comes to third, as he made quick work back in the second. But he'll be facing off against the bottom of the order here for the Chaps, as Ethan Wilfong is going to make his way up to the plate now. Major Ritchie right behind him, followed by Nathan Duvall. That'll be your 3 batters here for the Chaps to start out. First one's going to be chopped. A floater to Easton, the big throw to first in time. And a quick out number 1. As Wolfong goes down on the first pitch, which brings up Major Ritchie, first baseman. We've seen him up towards this general area quite a few times this afternoon.
Yes, we have.
Gotten ready for the bunts and
with a smirk on his face.
With a smirk, and I love the smirk. He's like, you know, I'm right here waiting for you. Hit it away from me. That's a fun smirk. That's not a mocking smirk. That's like a ha-ha. As he watches that one go by for strike 1.
It's more like I dare you to do it kind of face.
Yeah, it's like, come on, hit it this way. Yeah, which is weird because they're not bringing up McRae over at third. They're kind of he's coming up a little bit, but not as much as Ritchie. He's pretty much past the mound. As he takes a big crack at that one. It's going to go foul towards third. Count goes 0-2. You know, nobody likes us. Nobody sends us mail. That's everybody. I'm going to check it, and I'm honest. I'm going to check it, and it's empty as a swing, and he's going to get a piece. It's a drop strikeout. Starkey with a throw to Callipy in time as Ritchie goes down for out number 2. And up comes Nathan Duvall, catcher here for the Chaps, with 2 outs, top of the third. And your Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead. There's a big grounder towards Callipy. He gets it. The toss to Easton in time for out number 3. And again, not really working the pitch count here is Easton. He's just making stuff happen. As down goes the Chaparrals 1-2-3 with top of the order. We do up with Theo Gillen here in the 4th, but not before we get a crack at it here for the bottom of the 3rd. Brody Miller set to lead off, followed by Patrick Callipy, and of course Travis Starkey batting 3rd. As Coach Vasquez is coming up to have some words as well before he makes his way to 1st. Checking with Coach DeGelia. As Coach Vasquez is up talking, saying, you know, guys, if you don't start calling this, you know, fairly, we're not going to get you Happy Meals, all right? You're gonna lose your Happy Meals, and I always wonder what they say. You know, if you ever get a chance to take a look at the hot mics of coaches for, you know, when they go at it with umpires. One of my favorite, and I can't think of the coach's name off the top of my head, but he was the coach for, I want to say it was Ole Miss or Mississippi State. But he was getting bad calls all night, and finally, this bigger guy, he comes out and he starts screaming at the umpire like, what the heck are you doing? What kind of calls are this? What's your problem? And the umpire, and they're over here towards, the dugout and the chalk from home to first, and he's screaming at the umpire goes, you know what? You get out of my face or I'm going to throw you. He goes, you get where I can't see. He goes, yeah, get where I can't see me. And he walks and he stands on home plate and he throws his hands up like, you can't see me now, can you? Because apparently you can't see the plate. And it was the funniest. It's probably the best,
so funny.
The best whatever that I've ever seen. It's just, you can't help but laugh and just kind of go from there. But
Have we been married?
so we are ready and set here to get the bottom of the 3rd underway. Again, Brody Miller set to lead off for your Bulldogs. Oh, you know what we got to do? We haven't done the seniors. His first one, he takes a big swing at that one and misses for strike 1. We got to talk about the rest of our seniors that we didn't get covered back in game 2 because we were rushed out of here. As Miller down in the count 0-1. Watches that one go by. Counts even at 1-1. Davis getting set so far with 2 strikeouts this afternoon and 4 hits given up as that one's going to catch the zone for strike 2. Count goes 1-2. No outs here. Bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. That one's wide outside. Count goes even at 2-2. Miller watching that one inside.
No, it was in and low, Bill. I saw that. In and low. I don't know that.
Counts 3-2, and it's full here for Miller. As he watches that one go by for ball 4, and he's going to take his base. Even though whoever's in the booth next to us put out number 1. Don't know where that came from, but Miller is going to get walked to lead off here. So we got word that there is a possibility that someone cannot see the video side of our stream, folks. If you can hear my voice and you can't see the stream, you may have to reload the stream. We've done a quick check on a couple ends, and everything seems up and running. We'll hopefully get you guys some help if you're having some issues. As Patrick Callipy makes his way to the plate, shows bunt immediately as he gets a piece of that one, but it's going to get thrown behind him for strike 1. So Miller's over at first as Starkey comes and gets that foul ball. Callipy showing bunt again, 0-1 count. Didn't make contact. Counts 0-2 now. Callipy trying to get Miller over to second, but has not made contact yet. Here's the pitch, and Callipy gets a piece of that one, but it's going to go right behind his foul. Count stays 0-2. Callipy able to leg out the strikeout. That was dropped as that one's in the dirt. And thinking about it was Miller. He's going to go back, keep it safe. Counts 1-2 now.
So the catcher that we saw when
Travis Starkey will be due up if Callipy, well, we'll be due up no matter what, obviously, but we're hoping Callipy gets on base. So Starkey's right behind him. John Estrada will be right behind Travis Starkey. As this crew here, there's a big swing and a miss for Callipy. He's going to go down swinging for out number 1. Was able to get everybody on base before the odd issue we had with the interference. Starkey, who hit a single in the first, is making his way up to the plate. 1 out here, bottom of the third, and your Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead, and of course 1 runner on with Miller at first. Starkey watches that one as it's inside for ball 1.
he has thrown 53 pitches in 2.5 innings, 2 1/3 innings.
Starkey waiting for the 1-0 pitch from Davis. And that one, whoa, that one was really, really inside. Looks like he put that magnet back on his. He had to do the hip throw to get out of the way there. 2-0's the count here, 1 out. There's Davis with the pitch, getting a piece of it. Starkey gets a chopper towards second. Second baseman gets it. The throw to first is in time. That'll be out number 2. Miller will advance over to second. So 2 gone here, bottom of the third. 1 runner on, and here comes Estrada, who was called for interference back in the first. Questionable interference call. As they're saying that he most likely touched Richie at first base as he was trying to reach out for that throw down, or the throw to first. Davis. And Estrada took a swing at the first pitch he saw from Davis. Let's see what he does here. That one's going to be inside for ball one. And Estrada just must know what he likes on that one. Davis with the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be low and in the dirt. Count goes 2-0. So Estrada ahead in the count now, 2-0. Still 2 outs here, so Davis trying to work his way out before Miller, who's in scoring position, can get across. Here's the pitch. Estrada getting a piece of it. Goes towards second, a grounder, able to field it, and the throw to first in time. And a 4-3 again to end the inning. So, no hits and 1 runner left on. And that's going to do it for the 3rd inning. So 3 full innings down. Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball right here on Vype Live.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, BYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Welcome back, folks. Top of the 4th. Set to happen here shortly as the top of the order is due up for the Westlake Chaps. Theo Gillen set to lead off, followed by Blake Peterson and Reese McRae. Gear up this spring at Academy Sports and Outdoors, our spring sports sponsor here at Vype Live. So big thank you to Academy Sports and Outdoors, and of course Plucker's Wing Bar. Be sure to visit one of the 7 Austin area locations today. Currently, they are offering online delivery and curbside pickup from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Plucker's Wing Bar, where we promise to have the beer ice cold and the wings piping hot. So, speaking of senior night, we had to get cut a little short as we were going down our list of seniors on the team and giving them a hey, how you doing is the first pitch. And, well, Gillen was showing bunt. I guess he pulled back in time as that's going to go down for ball 1. Counts 1-0. Easton wasting no time. That time still not getting the call he's looking for. It's a little bit too low. Count goes 2-0. Easton, after not throwing a single ball for 2 innings, is making up for it now with 2. As Gillen makes his way back to the plate after calling a quick time. Trying to slow Easton down, but it's not going to do it as that one looked like the same spot, but a different call as it goes down for strike 1. Counts 2-1 now here for Gillen, as Easton is going to work his way back, or try to. Here, top of the 4th, as Gillen shows a bunt. Didn't pull back in time then. Counts even at 2-2. Estrada moving quick to come up there for the bunt. Nice heads up plays he's having so far. Easton with the pitch. And Gillen gets a piece of that one. Count stays at 2-2 as it gets chopped foul. Gillen making his way back up. Here's the pitch. This one low it inside. Count goes full 3-2. Easton trying to get him to swing at something. They're throwing a couple fast down the middle pitches there. So full count here for Gillen as he's done a good job here at bat of working the pitch count up for Easton a little bit. But a big swing and a miss, and Gillen's going to go down swinging for out number one. As Easton just said, yeah, I'm just going to throw it down the middle. We're not going to mess around with this one anymore. Here comes Blake Peterson, who grounded out towards second in the first, his second time at bat. And Easton with a nice pitch right over the middle for strike one. That time, though, doesn't get the call. Counts 1-1 as you hear our crowd ask, what was the problem with that one? That is the question, isn't it? As the batter is trying to argue that it hit him, and it looked like it hit his bat, not him, as that was called for strike two. And Peterson's trying to say, that's a base, that's a base.
No, I think what actually happened was that Peterson was trying to call interference on Starkey with his glove.
Oh, that he hit his glove.
Yes.
Interesting. So that's what they're trying here. So another interference, huh?
To me, it looked like Peterson's bat touched Starkey's glove on his way around.
And I think that's what our umpire had said that now as Peterson gets a piece of that one over to Winters. Winters fields it, drops it, throw to first. Too high. It's going to go into the dugout. Starkey doing a good hustle of getting over there towards first in full gear in his mask and able to pull it up immediately as Peterson will hit a single to first, as that throw wouldn't have been in time. After Winters, it looked like it hit him in the chest instead of his glove there. So one runner on. And they are going to say, actually, that's going to be an error. They're not going to give him the single. They're going to say it's an error, is how our booth here is scoring. That one's going to be high, intentional ball thrown there by Easton. As Reese McRae is up to the plate now. So we're going to give that error to Winters over at short. As next pitch is fast over the plate, but looks like it might have been a little too low. As again, Easton is behind in the count 2-0. Easton doing a quick, I say quick, that was actually a really, really slow throw down to first, which is not in time at all. So count's going to stay 2-0. It looks like he was going to do it, then decided against it, but was already in the motion, so just, played catch.
He's like, oh well.
As that one catches the plate for strike one. As you hear the Westlake faithful say, come on, Blue, what are you doing? So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the fourth here at Berger Sports Complex. As your BOWIE Bulldogs are leading the Westlake Chaparrals by a score of 1-0, and another throw over to first. As Peterson actually this time gives his head a shake of no, like, oh, come on, what are you doing? Easton, southpaw pitcher, so he usually gets to stare him down for as he winds up for the throw. As a time is called. Easton doing the good old stare down until it releases it from his hand there, so didn't see the time called by McRae at the plate. He comes back in, and those you'll notice it's a game as off goes Peterson. That one's going to get chopped foul, so Peterson will have to make his way back to first. Counts is going to go 2-2 after that foul. But, Coach DeGelia, and we talked 90% mental, 10% physical. And, that's a sport of baseball. And as you see, there's a lot of talk amongst teams. Talk when you're at the plate. Talk when you're on the bags. And this calling timeout is another skill used. And you see when Easton gets on a roll and he gets hot, there's no slowdown. It's a pitch. In the box, pitch. There's no in the box, set, wait, think, call, pitch. No. It's in the box, set, here's your throw.
Yeah.
So this is it's a throw to first, still not in time, but this time Peterson had to slide. As you see him, look at him, he's joking around over at first I mean, that's that mentality. That's that we're going to mess with you, get in your head a little bit. But this, you got to be careful because calling timeout like this while you're in the box too much will draw our umpire not recognizes that one down the middle, and Reese McRae goes down looking for out number 2. As you hear the cheer from our Bulldog faithful.
You know, Jay does a really good job of blocking everything out. If the other team is chatting to him, if they're making fun of him, saying something mean, he does a really good job of blocking it out and focusing on the batter and what his job is.
Well, because what's going to happen is they're going to keep doing this, and at some point in time, they're not going to pay attention, and they'll get thrown out.
Yeah.
You know, and I say a lot of and it plays both ways. You hear the Bulldog dugout. They're going to call a balk on that one. So the runner is going to advance to second. So it's important that your pitcher gets set before he releases. So Davis at the mound. As there's a chopper towards Estrada, he gets it set. The throw to first to Callipy in time. And there goes out number 3 as the Bulldogs, again, just some odd playing going on here. I'm going to say playing because, again, it goes both ways here. But 1, 2, 3. So 1 error this time, though. 1 runner left on. And no hits. As that's going to wrap up the top of the 4th for the Chaparrals. So again, folks, I know we mentioned some senior recognition our last game for senior night. We didn't get a chance to do it for everybody, so we're going to continue going. So our seniors here next time, or this go around, is going to be our first is Sebastian Mirabal, outfielder, pitcher. He plans to go to a 4-year college here after high school. He wants to be known for having an awesome car. Oh, I think we talked about him because he plays piano. And you were like, really? He plays piano? I would have never guessed that. So let's go to, well, no, man, I did not get my my stuff lined up. Let's see.
BOWIE.
All right, so we'll see. Dylan Godina, we'll do him. I don't think I got Dylan in there. Outfield pitcher. He's either going to attend Texas or Oklahoma State and major in sports management. Go to Texas, don't go to Oklahoma State. He wants to be known for being authentic and true to himself, and what don't we know about him is that he can throw a football pretty good.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
And then we'll do Grayson Nicchio. He is going to go to college after high school. He wants to be known for helping people. Something we don't know about him, which I highly, highly doubt, is that he's very good at Madden. And,
oh my gosh.
And if
boys in video
if he thinks that, then he needs to come talk to me, and we can have a quick game of Madden. You know, because as the old Ric Flair used to say, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. And son, I am the best.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Okay, let's do 3 up.
That's it. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's right. Oh, good old nature boy Ric Flair.
It's good to know that boys never grow out
we
of
never
playing
do.
video games.
Or talking about fun stuff like wrestling. That's right. So, as the dugout warning is going to be given to the Chaparral dugout. Davis back on the mound. Ben Merriman sets the lead off here for the BOWIE Bulldogs. Johnny Easton right behind them, followed by Matthew Garcia as your 1, 2, 3. And then top of the lineup, due up with Fanny O'Bright. If a runner gets on, we'll see. His first pitch is swung on and missed, and man, that would have been might have been a fastball there.
Wow, that had a big old pop.
That hurt my hand. I can imagine how Duval feels on that one, as that's going to go for strike 1. Ben Merriman just couldn't catch up to that one. And I don't think anybody could have. He finally gets that one. That's a high fly towards center field. And backing up, getting underneath it and bringing it in is going to be Blake Peterson, as that'll be out number 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I lost my eraser. It fell. Oh, well. Now I just have to continue to be perfect on my scoring. That's all. which, as you can see, it's not very good at all. So Johnny Easton up next now. He struck out swinging back in the second. As that one is fast and way outside. Might have gotten away from Davis there. Count goes 1-0. So Bulldogs so far with 4 hits on the afternoon, so the bats haven't been too quiet. Able to get 1 run across as Easton takes a late swing at that one. Count goes even at 1-1. Davis, his pitch count's a little up there now. He's sitting at about 62 pitches, but he's looking warm now, a little more comfortable on the mound. As another big swing by Easton is missed. Counts 1-2, and see if he throws that heater down the middle here that Davis has been throwing here to usually finish off batters. So far this afternoon, as there it is. This time Easton barely gets a piece of it. Count stays 1-2. Davis getting set. Easton taking a big swing at that one again. Can't catch up to it as he'll go down swinging again for out number 2. Second baseman Matthew Garcia grounded out towards third his last time up for out number 2 back in the second. Makes his way and see if he can get something moving as there's 2 outs here. Here at the bottom of the 4th as he gets a piece of that one over first base. Richie can't quite get it. He's going to round first. Garcia trots into second, makes it look easy as he takes a hack at the first pitch to hit a double, and here comes top of the order with Fanio Bright, who's so far 2 for 2 on the afternoon, 2 singles each time at bat. Looking to keep it going, keep it rolling. Here's that 2-out rally.
I love 2-out rallies.
Oh, man, they're exciting. What's going to happen? What's going to happen, right? So Bright up, batting 2 for 2 again after 2 singles. Runner in scoring position as Garcia's on second after the double. And Bright's going to call a quick time. And there's that game I was telling you about, right? You're playing the game, but you can't play it too much at the plate like that. Because remember, it has to be granted by the umpire. If he doesn't grant it to you, then that's an easy strike that's going to be thrown by the pitcher. As Davis gets set up for the first offering to Bright here, bottom of the 4th. That one's going to be inside and high for ball 1. So BOWIE was just a 1-0 lead. We really want to put an extra one up, especially against a very good Westlake team.
Get some cushion in there.
You definitely want some cushion. Let Easton get a little more comfy on the mound. And there's a nice hit down the first baseline. It is going to go foul. Count goes even at 1-1. Garcia, man, he was already at second by the time, third by the time contact was made there, so he's going to trot back over to second. Bright in the box waiting. Davis taking his time as here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there's a hit right back up towards Davis, goes past second. Rounding third is Garcia. He's going to come in, and his throw is going to be in time. A heck of a throw from the cutoff man. My God, that was an excellent throw as he will be out number 3. As he was wow, that was an excellent throw down all the way to home and positioned perfectly for Duvall, who was able to get that in time to identify where Garcia was and tag him up for out number 3. Wow, that was impressive.
It was.
Well, that's going to do it for the 4th. So, again, no runners left on this time, though. As my paper likes to fly everywhere. But we're looking at 2 hits. No errors and no runners left on. With Cole May, designated hitter, set to lead off here. Top of the 5th for the Chaps. Chapel Stewart will be right behind him, followed by Ethan Wilfong batting 3rd. So back to our seniors. We got this. I haven't seen this guy yet. I heard he might be okay. You can see who I'm looking at. It's going to be number 22, Jonathan Easton. Oh, he's a pitcher. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I thought he was a second baseman.
He said he plans to go to college after high school. He wants to be known for being a good teammate, someone people can count on. Something that we don't know about him, which I think Coach DeJelia might have a word on this, is he's the best second baseman.
Oh, my God.
Best lefty. I left out that part. He's the best lefty. He might be the only lefty second baseman. I don't think they'll throw Callipy over there at second, but that's the other thing, too. Easton throwing southpaw. It's always nice to see these left-handed pitchers. As another warning on the Chaparral sideline, but this time it's a media warning. I think somebody got out a little too much behind the cage there. And
yeah, it's all about safety. We just don't want you getting hit.
Exactly. Keep be safe, because these pitchers, man, they've got some extra hot sauce they're putting on the pitches today, as that one's going to get called for ball one for Cole May. That one's going to be low and in the dirt, as Easton gets behind in the count 2-0. May struck out swinging back in the second. As that one goes right by May for strike one. Easton with the 2-1. That one's going to get hit. It's going to be high down the third baseline, and it's going to get over the fence line towards where the Aikens Eagles are warming up. And I use warming up very lightly as they're watching the game, possibly getting ready to face off against us next week. We'll touch on that later on, though. So, but anyway, Easton with that one is going to get hit right back towards Easton past second. It's going to be a base hit for Cole May. As Bright came up to stop that pretty quickly. But a single here for May to lead off for the Chaparrals here in the top of the fifth. Which means Chappell Stewart, right fielder, will make his way to the plate. He struck out swinging back in the second as well. This will just be in his second time at bat, though. May over at first now, and no outs here top of the fifth, as Easton is giving up a rare early run, or a hit, excuse me. As that one's going to be a little too outside for our umpire for ball one. Ethan Wilfong's going to be on deck, and then first baseman Major Ritchie will be right behind him. Easton with the 1-0 pitch. And again, high and outside. As Starkey calls a quick timeout. As again, Easton not doing himself any favors here in the middle of the game, as he's getting behind in the counts early and having to work his way back in. And he's doing an excellent job working his way back in, but you don't want to do this too often. As you can see that Davis had pretty much doubled his pitch count at one point, and Easton is slowly catching back up. So May over at first. Stewart at the plate as Easton gets the call. Nope, throw to first instead, not in time. May is able to get there, and we'll just do it again. There's the call that he's looking for, and it's kind of been a trend here for Easton now, is throwing two balls and then throwing the strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike here, no outs, top of the fifth. Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead, as the tying run is at first for the Chaparrals, as they're going to look to most likely try to capitalize with no outs. Which I'm surprised we haven't seen Stewart go for, at least show a bunt.
Yeah.
As there's a chopper towards Callipy. He jumps and gets that one. That will be a foul, so we'll just reset. Interesting. I guess they're going to say it hit the line when it bounced up there. So count's going to go 2-2 here for Stewart, with May on base. As Easton gets set. There's a foul hit down the third baseline. Count will stay 2-2. Stewart doing a good job of working the pitch count here, and good showing here at the plate as he's worked quite a few pitches out of Easton, a lot more than his first time at bat, which is something the Chaparrals had to do if they wanted to kind of, you know, wear away at Easton here, because for the second and third inning, they didn't blow really any pitches. That one's going to get fouled off of the helmet of Starkey. That one's going to ring his ears here for a few seconds. So count's going to stay 2-2, and he'll get a quick check down, make sure he's okay. You know, probably looked at, have you heard my sister? I can't hear anyway. It's all right. As Stewart watches the 2-2. That was going to drop, but it's going to be a little outside. Count goes full 3-2 for Chapel Stewart. There's again a nice bat here for Stewart. Mays over at first. As Easton with 3-2. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a drop strikeout, but it's a force out since the runner was at first. So Stewart will go down swinging for out number one as Ethan Wilfong, who grounded out towards first. That was a nice little run by Callipy to pick it up, and a nice little toss over to Easton for the out. So he grounded out his first time at bat. This is only his second time here as he makes his way to the plate. Major Ritchie now on deck with catcher Nathan Duvall right behind him. One out. Here still top of the fifth. Gets a piece of that one, but before it gets chopped foul, as Easton gets ahead in the count 0-1. Wilfong, excuse me. Getting a piece of that one. It's going to be a bouncer towards Easton, goes over his head. Winters with it, throw to first in time. And that'll be out number 2. Which brings up Major Ritchie, as Cole May was able to advance over towards second.
Quick hands now, let's go.
So Duvall will start to get warm with his leggings on, if you will. He's the catcher, so he's got all the padding on down there. That's so quick, so all he has to do is toss on the mask and the
chest protector.
The chest protector, and he's good to go, right? So Major Ritchie now. Struck out swinging back in the third. As that one hits Starkey in the chest, he loses it, and Easton doing a good job coming up to make sure that he's got a piece of it. Count's going to go 1-0 here for Ritchie. Starkey takes a quick time and has a chat with Easton. So 1 ball, no strikes here for Major Ritchie. Easton almost caught up to the pitch count here for Davis, so we're kind of back to even now as far as pitching goes. Bulldogs still with 6 hits so far this afternoon. Defensively holding Westlake to just 1. As Ritchie now makes his way into the box, gets set. Here's the pitch. Ritchie gets a piece of that one. It gets chopped foul behind him for strike 1. As the throwback gets loose and everybody converges to cover. I like that.
Oh my gosh, take a deep breath.
That's what I'm saying. Tensions are high. Tensions are high right now as Easton gets back to the plate, or to the mound, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. A swing and a miss for Ritchie is. You hear somebody in the crowd yell swinging.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either, but Ritchie looked back with a grin after that one.
It sounds like multiple people are doing it.
It does. It's from, I Again, 90% mental, 10% physical. And Richie goes, all right, I didn't know I had to block that out, but I'm ready now. So Richie down in the count now, 1-2. Easton with 2 outs trying to get out of here. I leave a runner stranded at second, as that one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 2.
You've seen it now. Be ready.
And trying to get Richie to kind of swing early at that if he can. Richie not biting, though. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Richie. Easton does a quick check over at second. Here's a pitch. Richie gets a piece of it. It's going to be high. Estrada looking at it. He's not going to be able to get to it as it goes over the dugout for the Bulldogs. So that's going to keep the count at 2-2 with 2 outs here, top of the 5th. Richie making his way back into the box. Easton checking May over at second. Here's the pitch. And there it is. A fast one goes by Richie as he goes down looking for out number 3. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th for the Westlake Chaps. And we talk about pitches and working. I know that wasn't what Richie wanted, but honestly, the Westlake team has done an excellent job as the pitch count now for Easton's at 66, while Davis is at 69, and this includes 2 straight innings of just 1, 2, 3 by Easton. So
yes,
a nice job by the Westlake team here of working that pitch count. So back to our seniors, folks, because I am going to get through all of them. So next up we have Walter Bowden. He plans to attend a 4-year university. He wants to major in business. His favorite quote, which is one of my favorites: if you're not first, if you ain't first, you're last. If you ain't first, you're last. He wants to be known for being welcoming, positive presence, not just on the field, but off the field as well. Something we didn't know about him: he is Walter Bowden the 4th. So he is the 4th Walter Bowden in his family. Patrick Callipy, not our senior. That's it. Look at that. There we go, man.
there's a lot, I know.
It was just a few. Just a few. Which is not a good, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's it's a good thing to have this many seniors, leadership. You know, you heard Coach DeGioia talk about it here at the beginning of the game. Is, you know, that's prime for setting the tone. As Mason Winters is going to make his way up to the plate. Winters gets a good piece of that one. Third is able to pick it up, throw to first in time, and Winters almost able to beat that one out as Reese McRae got that throw in time. As Winters goes out for after grounding to third for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. So Brody Miller will make his way up to the plate. Miller struck out looking back in the 4th and then was walked back in the 3rd. Patrick Callipy will be set to bat 3rd here in the 5th. Here's the first one, and a big swing by Miller goes foul for strike 1. So Miller in the box getting set. Davis. Pitch is going to be inside and in the dirt. Count goes even at 1-1. So a tight game, kind of what we expected. But you kind of wonder, it may or may not have, should be as tight.
Yeah.
As the 1-1 pitch here from Davis. Getting a piece of that one is Miller towards left field. And able to adjust and get to it is Ethan Wilfong for out number 2. And Wilfong kind of had to move quite a bit as the wind caught that one. And he moved, I guess, you know, from we're looking at from right to left. As, man, the wind is crazy right now. And you had some pretty big hits, especially, you know, by Merriman. as Miller Callipy, we got a pinch hitter here for Callipy. That one's
Second
gonna
base, the furthest that we've
go for ball one. Who is that? Lord,
It's number 19, Dylan Godina.
So Godina coming in here in the 5th for Callipy. As that one goes by as well for ball 2. So we did see Godina here against Del Valle as he gets a chopper towards Davis on the mound. Go to first in time. And Godina will be out number 3 as your Bulldogs go down 1-2-3 here to end the 5th inning. So let's take a short break. We played 5 innings here, folks. Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead over the Westlake Chaps. We'll be right back. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball right here on Vype Live.
For the end zone, touchdown, Ryder Hernandez on 4th and 2 from the 17.
Sure, Vype Sports brings you the best in area high school football, but Vype brings you exciting high school volleyball action.
Dive in the middle for the back row. Here comes James and gets the kill.
Vype brings you walk-off home runs on the diamond.
Line drive, deep to left. It is going, and it is gone.
From lacrosse to the pitch to the court and more, the leader in high school sports coverage is Vype Sports.
BYP.
Welcome back, folks, as the 6th inning is set to be underway. Your Blue Bulldogs are leading the Westlake Chaparrals by a score of 1-0. Johnny Easton back on the mound here for the top of the 6th. And one thing I haven't got a chance to do at all today, I'm going to do it really quick before our batter, Nathan Duvall, comes out, is this day in baseball history. So this is a fun one. This is probably one of the more interesting ones that I get to share with you folks at home is on March 30th in 1966, Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale refused to report to spring training, and that refusal ended when they agreed to the Dodgers' offer of $235,000 signing for $130,000 and $105,000 respectively. Now, what makes this so unique is that joint holdout lasted for 32 days, but it kind of set the stage for players to be more aggressive when they're signing with their current or new teams that are kind of trying to court them. So really interesting that happened back in 1966 and kind of paved the way for, the billionaires they are now, right?
Yeah.
As Duvall watches that first one from Easton in the dirt for ball 1. Another one in the dirt by Easton as he falls behind with the count 2-0. Duvall doing a good job of just kind of watching these pitches go by. Let's see if we get the good old third pitch strike by Easton, and we do. It goes 2-1. It's a good old third pitch strike by Easton there. That's what that is. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here, top of the 5th. This is the top of the 6th. As that one gets called for strike 2, count goes 2-2. Easton not wasting any time. Here's the 2-2. A swing, I'm going to chop that one behind foul. As Duvall gets a slither of that one. Count's going to stay even at 2-2.
What? What are we shaking up?
And it's going to be a drop called strike 3. There's a throw by Starkey over to first in time. As Duvall will go down for out number 1. So top of the order now set to due up for the Chaps as Theo Gillen is going to make his way up to the plate. Theo, so far strikeout swinging both his times at bat as he is yet to make contact on a pitch from Easton. As that first one gets called right down the middle for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Easton. That one's going to be outside and in the dirt. Counts even now at 1-1. Blake Peterson on deck here for the Chaps. As that one's going to be, this time a little too high. Count goes 2-1 here for Gillen as Easton trying to get him to swing at something if he can, as that one's going to be low and inside now. As Easton's falling behind in the count 3-1. I don't think he wanted that one that far inside, as he's going to have to get reset. And here's the 3-1 pitch to Gillen. And that one's going to hit the strike box there for strike number 2. Full count now here for Gillen. 1 out here, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. A big swing and a miss. It's going to be a drop called strike. Here's the throw by Starkey to first. And Callipy does a ballet lean, if you will, for out number 2.
You got to have some moves over there.
That's what it was. You saw that. He kind of put his feet together on his toes and did the lean and able to get that one in. But another drop third strike there at the plate. Starkey doing a good job of picking it up and making that throw to Callipy in time. As here comes Blake Peterson with 2 outs. As that one's going to be high for ball 1. So no runners on. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here, top of the 6th. As that one's going to drop right over the center there for strike 1. And Easton looking to get out of the 6th here with not too many pitches burned. As that one gets called for strike 2. Pitch and a swing and a hit, a liner and a dive. My God, a diving catch by Garcia as that liner to him is brought in for out number 3. As he kind of looked around like, oh my God, I really did just catch that.
That was an amazing play.
Well, and that was a heck of a hit by Peterson. It was a hard liner towards Garcia, but he was able to really dive and get that one and bring it in for out number 3. And you know, those are the big plays that you want to see from your team there. Is
get you fired up.
It really does, as that's going to do it for the top of the 6th for the Chaparral. So they're going to have one more chance here to try and tie it up or get a run. But Bulldogs still get a chance to hopefully try to extend their lead, as Starkey will be due up first here to lead off bottom of the 6th, followed by John Estrada, with Ben Merriman batting right behind him. Easton will be batting 4th if it goes that far down. So, bottom of the 6th. We'll say 6-6 here on my notes, and let's give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors: Big Tuna Interactive, Syntex Maintenance Services, Mogul in Purcell Financial, and of course, Plucker's Wing Bar. All 4 of those are our Bulldog baseball sponsors. And then, of course, you've got Academy Sports and Outdoors, our Vype Live spring athletics sponsor this year. For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. So, Davis back on the mound, getting warm. 76 pitches so far this afternoon, so his pitch count is still pretty low as well. I did look it up, by the way. We're looking at 110 is that pitch count. See, I did my homework. See, and I had the harder of the two, by the way.
Okay.
So 110 is the pitch count that we're looking for, folks. So once a pitcher gets to that point, I believe they can finish out, and that's going to do it, as Starkey takes a big hack at that one. Can't make contact, goes down early, 0-1 in the count. The things you know, right? The things you learn.
You learn something new every day.
You really do, as this one is going to be in the dirt in front of the plate. Count goes even at 1-1 for Starkey. Starkey singled back in the 1st and then grounded out towards 2nd in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1. Not quite going to catch there. Count goes 2-1. Starkey's ahead in the count. 2-1. This is where you get that. If you see it, you like it, swing at it and see what happens. As that's going to be high and over the glove of the catcher, Duval. Count goes 3-1, and now you get the don't swing now. Just take it, let it happen. Especially with a good pitcher like Davis. Go ahead and move that pitch count up 1. But you know what's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got a 90-95% chance of seeing what's coming, as Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be high and inside for ball 4 as Starkey makes his way over. As I see some of our, you see those, got quite a few people here, don't we?
Yeah,
If
got
you
a good
notice,
crowd.
we got a good crowd of Aikens who we play next. Interesting. I think I see some Hayes scouts over there as well as they're making some notes on their phone. Who we play into the year, and I believe I saw a Lake Travis hat out there as well. This is a very big game for 26-6A, and it's very competitive as well.
I don't think people realize how hard our district is this year.
In all sports, as Estrada hits that one, it's going to be a high bunt, and Duval easily getting underneath Estrada, going for the bunt, couldn't quite get the contact he wanted, as he will go down for out number 1. You hate that. You saw him that as soon as that went straight up in the air, he's just, man,
He was like, really?
Can't believe that just happened. But here comes Ben Merriman up to the plate now. Merriman, I gave him a single back in the first. In the second, a double in the second. He flew out towards center field back in the 4th. As he is here now. So 1 runner on, 1 out. As that was going to be a little bit too high for ball 1. So McCullough's over there at first now. Courtesy runner there for Starkey's. He's got to put his equipment back on, supposedly, right?
I mean, you hope.
There's a big swing, and Merriman gets a piece of that one. Goes straight back, though, for strike 1. You got to ask him for me. Say, hey, how come they don't let you run? What's going on?
I mean, he thinks he's speedy, but I don't know.
You're not sure, right?
I mean, I'll be honest. No.
You're not sure. Maybe, maybe not. Davis. Merriman getting a piece of that one. It's a floater towards Ritchie over at first. He brings that one in. That should have been an infield rule call there, but doesn't matter. It's going to be out number 2, and McCullough is going to be stuck over at first as we've got a pinch runner coming in, a pinch hitter for Johnny Easton. It's going to be number 9, Tyler Thomason. So he's going to make his way out to the plate, and we'll see if that'll do for Easton on the mound or not, as there really is no designated hitter that's been used yet by us here in the game. So that could be it, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Bottom of the 6th, though, so Thomason makes his way in. As he takes a crack at the first, and it's a liner towards second. And it's fielded with ease for out number 3 as the Bulldogs go down. No hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on. The Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead over the Westlake Chaparrals as we've got 1 more inning left to play, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball right here on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, back in, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, BYPE.com.
7th inning about to be underway. The BOWIE Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead over the Westlake Chaparrals. AJ Revel here. Miss Laura Starkey keeping me company, running our board here. Like you've been doing it your whole life. Look at that.
I try.
Right?
I do my best.
Right? She first came in game 1 like, I can work the camera. And I said, no ma'am, I don't think so. You're gonna do everything. And here she is, doing everything for me and keeping track of players. And speaking of keeping track, Easton is back on the mound, so it looks like Thomason was just used as a DH here for him. Keep his arm rested for this last inning, and Coach Agelia going to give him a chance to pitch a full game. And much like our Del Valley game, 1 hit given up so far by Easton.
He's pitching really well.
He really is, as Reese McRae is going to watch that one go by for strike one. And if Easton can finish this out, that'll do it. And the Bulldogs will take a little bit of a district lead over Westlake as that one gets right by Starkey. It's going to be low in the dirt for ball one. Counts even at 1-1 now. No outs. Top of the 7th. Easton with the pitch, getting a piece of that one, and a dive. Estrada's going to miss it. And Reese McRae will have a leadoff single here in the 7th for the Chaparrals. And Braden Davis, pitcher for the Chaparrals, is going to make his way out to the plate. So no designated hitter for him. They're going to leave him out there, which means we'll most likely see him back on the mound if the Chaparrals are able to get a run across. Davis, though, so far struck out swinging back in the 2nd and grounded out towards Estrada back in the 4th as that first one gets called for strike one. So McRae over at first here for the Chaps. No outs, no balls, 1 strike. Braden Davis at the plate. Easton. Davis gets a piece of that one. Estrada able to field it. He's going to hold it and doesn't make the throw. He kind of hesitated whether he's going to throw to second or first, and they're going to say, nope, they're going to say foul. So never mind. So good job holding on to it. So no balls, 2 strikes here for Davis. As that is going to be a foul. Interesting that was a foul, but Garcia's back in the 2nd wasn't, because that looked like the same trajectory that we saw there, but as the 0-2 pitch goes right by Davis, he swings and misses for out number 1. McRae still over at first, so the tying run is on a bag. As up comes Cole May, designated hitter. He singled back in the 5th and struck out swinging in the 2nd. Easton still looking very well on the mound, as here's the pitch. That's going to go right over the middle for strike one. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out here for Easton. Here's the pitch. And the throw down by Starkey to second in time. And the tag, and he's out at second with a throw down. Starkey with the throw down over to Mason Winters. And they were practicing that one. It happened just like they practiced, where it bounced and he went right into his glove. But McRae will be thrown out and caught stealing for out number 2. Not what the Chaps wanted, but exactly what the Bulldogs wanted. As it's a 1-1 count here for May. As that one goes across for strike 2. And Easton solid on the mound. 1 strike away from pitching a 2nd full game and beating a very good Westlake team. Here's the pitch, and a grounder down the first baseline is going to go foul. Count stays 0-2, 1-2. So no runners on, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead over the Westlake Chaparrals. Easton getting set. Here's the pitch. It's going to be outside and in the dirt. Count goes even, 2-2. Easton with a 2-2 pitch. That's another outside. Counts full, 3-2. Easton trying to get him to reach on that one, but Cole May not going to bite. As here it is, folks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And again, outside in the dirt. As Cole May will get walked over to first. And the tying run now in play, as here comes Chapel Stewart. He has struck out swinging his 2 times at bat, so he's 0 for 2 so far at the plate against Easton. May over at first, and that one's going to get hit and go straight back for strike 1. So counts 0-1 now. Easton getting ahead. 2 outs. It's all he needs. 1 more out. as the tying run and Cole Mays at first, as that one doesn't quite catch the plate. Count goes even at 1-1. Ethan Wilfong is on deck here for the Chaparrals, so he'll be up to bat if Stewart makes his way on base. Here's the pitch. Swung and a miss by Stewart. Counts 1-2 now. Starkey gonna have to be on his A game, as we've seen a couple drop strikeouts here that he's really picked up and finished off. But here at the end of the game, tying run at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Catches it, and there's the third strike of the 7th, and a strikeout looking for Chapel Stewart. And that'll be all she wrote, folks. Your Bowie Bulldogs come out on top over the Westlake Chaparrals by a score of 1-0. We'll take a short break. I will try my best to get you some stats. And we'll do a quick post game if we can. We do have another game following up, but we'll be right back. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball right here on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation.
Check us out at Vype, BYPE.com.
Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
13, back in, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, BYPE.com. Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
All right, folks, welcome back. We're going to wrap this up quick, as Easton is going to pitch all 7 innings. My tally, he got 14 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits, no runs, and 1 error on the afternoon. And I did not get any stats for Davis, but it looks like he gave up 6 hits, and of course the run that came across for the win. Wow, what a game. That was an outstanding game by both teams, and
A really good game.
kind of a shaky start, you know, to come out here, and a couple calls that Coach Jerry wasn't too happy about, or really not much anybody else. But your Bulldogs come out on top and defeat the Westlake Chaparrals 1-0. Westlake is going to drop to, in a nutshell, 2nd place in district, as there's now a 3-way tie between the Hayes baseball team, I guess is what we're going to call them, the Lake Travis Cavaliers, and of course your Bowie Bulldogs. Our next matchup will be over at Westlake on Thursday, April 1st. That is not a joke. It will be over at Westlake.
April Fools.
April Fools, right? It's going to be a 7:30 first pitch, folks. I'll be there. Laura should be there.
I will.
And we'll be happy to bring you the stream and bring you some Bulldog action. Until then, thank you for listening. Big thank you to our QA, Deandra, who's making sure we sound great as best we can. Big thank you, Ms. Starkey, for joining and keeping me company. And
Thank you for having me.
feeding me all this fun information. But, folks, we'll see you on Thursday as your Bulldogs take on the Chaps. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Vype Live.